Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 34 of FTB Revelations, where I'm making a bunch of acceleration cards to speed up some processes down here. I think it's about time we expand our applied energistics network and start paying a little bit more attention to the thing. So with that in mind, I decided to make some molecular assemblers, and we're going to want some interfaces as well, roughly 32 of them. We're going to need some more nether quartz. We're low on that. Oh, and we're low on gold, as always. Available 24, missing 4. Let's activate you. Mine me some resources, would you, buddy? Now, I don't think we're going to nether quartz from that. So last episode, we got ourselves a pretty nice... Well, no, we didn't do much. No, we did some good stuff. Last episode, we automated mining with the RF Tools Builder. But it drains a lot of power, as we can see here. Now, the good news is that we upgraded our power gen system. We moved away from the oil generators from Actually Additions and replaced them with these compression dynamos, which are working out just fine. The only problem with them is that at the current upgrade tier, they produce about the same amount of power as the oil generator. So we have to upgrade them a couple more times to get them to the point where they'll be able to produce more. That's at least kind of the plan. We'll see if that works out for us. Hey, gold. Good, I needed that. Good times, gold. You do your thing. You do you, gold. Nice. All right, so lots of power drain. So we can burst run this, basically, is what it comes down to. We can turn it on, let it run for a little bit, and then turn it off. Like, that's basically what we're looking at. And, like, we can get some gold, and that's cool. We can get some... Basically, all our resources are coming in and behaving themselves. Nice. Look at that. We already got, like, a stack of gold, basically. Ingots, that is. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. All right. So that's running pretty smoothly. Once this thing gets relatively low, like probably about nowish, I should probably turn this thing off. Yep, boop. And then the power will stop draining. See? Hooray. And start refilling up that buffer, which is cool, right? So we'll let that do its thing. We'll let the gold process. I kind of want to prioritize gold because that's what we were low on. So let's go ahead and just swap those dudes out. I don't know how you managed to get in there, but you did, so sneaky, sneaky. All right. And then, just because I really want that gold. So now, we're pretty close to being able to make 32 interfaces. We just need more quartz. So I'm thinking a visit to the Nether is in my immediate future. Shouldn't be too big a deal to pop over there, especially with my teleporting and my flying and all that good stuff. So maybe I'll flip over to the Nether, harvest up a bit more quartz for the time being. We can try and find... Now, are these things over here, are these bone blocks or quartz blocks? They look like bone, I want to say. Yeah, bone blocks. All right, cool. Not a big deal. Sweet. All right. So I'm just going to harvest up a bunch of quartz. And is this quartz? It is block of quartz. Sweet. That's what I'm talking about. Get some of that stuff, and now we're really cooking. All right. I'll come back in a few minutes once I've collected a copious amount of quartz. All right. We're back from a little mining excursion. Picked up a bunch of blocks of quartz, because those are pretty effective. And then it's just a matter of making 32 interfaces. Booyah. Let's get that cooking. All right. So that's right. You did that and then this, and that's cool. Nice. All right, cool. So everything should be cooking right along nicely. I'd like to ramp up and like speed up a lot of stuff, right? So we've got the acceleration cards in here, which totally speed up the rate at which this stuff produces. We've got the acceleration cards in here, which totally speeds up the rate at which these things produce. So throwing all those acceleration cards in here will definitely help as we produce more and more things. Other stuff I wouldn't mind teaching the system, though I think we're really tight on auto crafting steps. Yeah, we are. So let's get prepared for what we're going to make here. So I probably wouldn't mind a few more cables, and maybe even some more of you. Wouldn't be terrible to have some dense smart cables. And anchors would also be useful. So if you guys watch my Enigmatica series, or pretty much any other series that I've done applied logistics in, there's this like chandelier / tree type design that somebody posted on Reddit years ago. and I like it, so that's what I usually use. It basically lets you hook up 32 interfaces, pretty optimally surrounded by assemblers, to really do a good job of utilizing the maximum amount of interfaces and assemblers within the space that you have. So it's a pretty cool design, really. So we're gonna basically do that. Cool. Now we've got pretty much everything we need here. Everything's crafting right along pretty smoothly. I wouldn't mind some more acceleration cards. Like, how much would it be if I wanted 100 of those? A lot of diamonds. Yeah, I think I'll hold off on that for now. You can throw acceleration cards inside your assemblers, right? And it just makes it craft a little bit quicker, but it's only a little bit quicker. It's not a huge increase, right? Like, it's an increase, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a huge increase. So I don't think it's super necessary, right? So we'll just do without for now, and if we decide to add them later, we can. That sound like a fair plan? I think so. Cool, so our interfaces are done now. And our cables, the 40 that we requested, are done. The dense ones are coming in and getting made pretty nicely. Sweet. That is cool, man. Auto crafting is the best. Isn't it, though? Isn't it the best? I mean, when you get to this stage of the game, and you're just like, I want to click a button and have 30 crafting operations all kick off. Like, how can you not think that that's cool, right? So many cool things. Are you just taking your sweet time here, Growth Chamber, or what? Come on, there you go. Okay, cables are good. Nice. So I think my original plan was to be like down here-ish with this stuff, right? So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, let's disconnect these bad boys. Now this thing should drop down to be 0 channels, right? He should recognize that there are now 0 channels connected for him. Let's build it out. Or maybe I want a chest. Let's get a chest. Okay. And yeah, I did mean to do that, actually. I wanted to put all this stuff in here. Cool. And I'm going to put the extras of these in here that I didn't need. And technically I have 1 extra molecular assembler, but that's okay. Now, also technically for this design, it's recommended to have molecular assemblers all around the outside, but that's a lot more molecular assemblers. But we'll see. I might add it. But let's build it out, right? So like the largest part of this build, horizontally speaking, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks square. Right? So what we're going to want is to be prepared for that. So let's do it like this so that there's a little bit of spacing, right? And then let's move it out actually 1 more. Cool. So now that's 1, 2, 3. And this is what the largest part of this design is going to be, okay? And then it gets a little bit smaller as you go up and down. Cool. Now, do I want this to be hanging upside down so that, like, the smaller parts at the bottom? I don't know. I don't think it super matters. I might do that. Let's see here. So if I'm going to revert that so that or invert it from the pictures that I'm looking at, let's see here. So coming in the middle is basically going to be some of your dense cabling. Okay, and then what we're gonna have is get rid of this stuff. Okay, and we're gonna have coming off of here some normal cabling. Okay, and then off the normal cables, we're gonna have some anchors on all sides of this stuff, right? And hopefully I'm doing this right. And then also on the bottoms. Okay, so that's step 1 of this design, right? Now, connected to the edges here will be some molecular assemblers. So it'll look like this, 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 this. Nope, nope, nope. doop, doop, and that. Cool. Now you'll notice that the 4 in the corners here are not connected, but that's okay. They will be shortly. So what we're going to have then is some interfaces outside of that. Okay. So basically, see how they now are connecting to power? Because we're sending power through the interface to power the assemblers. Assemblers don't require a channel, but interfaces do. Okay. So that looks pretty cool. And you'll notice now we're using probably a bunch of channels. 12 of them, to be exact. Sweet. Right? That's exactly how many interfaces we just placed, if you count out the interfaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So only interfaces use channels, right? Molecular assemblers only use power. So that's cool. Right? Now, on top of that, what we're going to have is interfaces on top of all the assemblers that are pictured here. And then on the inside of all those, we're going to have some more assemblers. Cool. So 4 assemblers like so. Cool. And then underneath, it's going to be a similar design pattern, right? So right underneath that, it's going to be the same pattern that we just did with interfaces on all your assemblers, right? And then assemblers in the middle of all the interfaces. Okay. And then underneath that, we can have 4 more interfaces with an assembler in the middle. And why do I feel like I have one more interface than I should? Did I miss one somewhere? Ah, here. There you go. How's that look? Pretty cool? So that is 32 interfaces, all connected to assemblers. Sweet. I like it, right? Not too bad. I like that design. It's pretty cool. It looks good, I think. And it like hangs nicely from the ceiling. It's pretty compact and it's cool looking. Now, technically, the best way to build this is to now surround the outside with molecular assemblers as well. Because what's going to happen is like this interface, right? If it wants to craft, it can either use the assembler above it or the assembler here, right? If one of them is in use, it'll use the other one. You know, some assemblers, you know, are connected to multiple interfaces, right? So this one can be used by any one of these 3. But these 3 also are connected to other assemblers, so, you know, there's like usually, you know, 2 or 3 assemblers per interface that you can connect with. If you really wanted to, you could put assemblers on the outside too, and that would make it a little bit more efficient. I don't have any idea how many you need for that, though. I think it's a lot. It's like a lot, right? Because you basically want to surround the thing in assemblers to be perfect. But I don't know if I want to make... Oh, that's right. I don't have any things here for that. So let's actually put some of these guys away now. What I'm going to do is just start. It doesn't matter, right, where I put things. So we'll just start like that. Oh, I see what you're doing. Patterns. Because your assemblers, or because your interfaces, the patterns are doing that. Okay. Let's do... I'm going to put you guys away. So now at least we have 2 rows of this stuff. Cool? Okay. So now when I go to this guy, it's whoosh, right? And then this guy can go here. This guy can go here. And like I said, it doesn't super matter where you put things because it just doesn't, right? Nice. And now we can bring these guys and put them back. So now look at all the molecular assemblers that we have going on here. Pretty large amount of them. Like that'll hold us over for a while. That's not bad at all, right? Not too shabby. Now, if I search for assembler and I shift-click, yeah, it doesn't work. Womp womp. Too bad. So sad. But hey, that's pretty cool, right? So that's a lot more auto-crafting space that we've got available to us. And then relatively easily, we should be able to also... That's an energy cell. I don't think I can feed power directly into that. But relatively easily, we should be able to have basically another one of these branching off here and hang a similar structure over here when the time comes, right? Because what we would basically want... And that actually lines up pretty perfectly. I hadn't planned that ahead of time, but that's like a perfect layout. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. So next time we're ready to do 32 more of those dudes, it should be really easy to hook up. All right, so the next thing I want to set up is I want to be able to automate creating Signalum and Resonant Tier upgrade kits. So let's get some item conduiting going on, and let's see what we can pull off here. So I want to make a Magma Crucible and a Fluid Transposer, so let's get 2 of you. Oh, we're out of sand again? Boy, oh boy, the silly things that we run out of all the time. I'll tell you. 2 of you. I should really get the Cobbleworks going. I keep saying that, and then I keep not doing it. So a couple Magma Crucible thingies. Do we have any of these? We do. Hooray, good job. And then you want that? Really? Okay. Give me like 10 of those, would you, real quick? Right? And part of the reason I want to be able to automate this is so that I can very quickly and easily be like, hey, let's do the thing. At what point do you start combining stuff? Oh, right, you need lead dust in this pack. That's right. And now you can combine. Okay, cool. There you go. And then a Fluid Transposer as well. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this, right, the automation I'm about to run, here's how it's going to work. What I want to have is export busing experience dudes, these things, right, into a Magma Crucible so that it turns it into Essence of Knowledge, which can then be used in the Fluid Transposer to make Basal's Blizz or Blitz powder as needed. Among other things, by the way. But, you know, for the main part, it's those guys that we're worried about. So I want to be able to auto-craft those things, right? We could do deep mob learning. We'll probably do that for something else, because I definitely added it to the pack, so I want to play with it a little bit. But, you know, there's other things, right? So we'll mess with that a little bit. But I think the best way to set this up right now, so would be to export bus. So let's go to, yeah, make an export bus, right? That shouldn't be too long of a craft, right? Bada bing, bada boom. And then we can throw cable here. Okay. And then we can have the Magma Crucible, and you're programmed to this, and you're configured to be input from the bottom. Cool. And then we have these guys giving you power, and then you start melting. Sweet. And then you're going to output to the right, which will be the Fluid Transposer. Okay. And you will import here and output out the back. Okay, so you're getting your Essence of Knowledge, right? And then we also want to input on the bottom, so we can add interfaces, right? And this is where we'll set up the recipes. Cool. So Essence of Knowledge, we're going to want 3, and we're going to need more patterns, by the way. Maybe not that many, but 30 should be good. Sand. Cobbleworks! One of these days. I always say it, too. I know I always say it. I'm trying to decide if there's, like, a cool way to do Cobbleworks a little different, right? Because that would be neat. Like, I mean, like, I could do, like, the standard approach, right? Which is, yeah, that should be cool. Yeah, we'll just pop these guys into our Fluid Transposer. And now we should be cool. By the way, do we have snow? We have a little bit. We should make the Glacial Precipitator. Like, I could do the standard approach with Industrial Foregoing Cobbleworks, or we could try something a little different, see if we can't find a different way to do a Cobbleworks. That would be fun. You know, we'll figure something out. So you and Glacial Precipitator is cool. Okay, so 2 of you and 1 of you. And suddenly Glacial Precipitator. Didn't I tell you to make a thingy for me, or? Oh, you're waiting on glass crafting. Part of the reason we're making accelerators, right? Okay. Now you're cool. Glacial Precipitator. What I wouldn't mind... So right now we've got the obsidian production going on a little bit so-so-ish. What I wouldn't mind... What if we got a drawer? Really? No wood? Okay. And let's get our key out. There you go. Boom. Man, that was quick. Felt quick. Felt like it was really quick. What I'm thinking I do is I run behind the wall here. So is this my... That's the Latex Processing Unit. That's the Igneous Extruder, which I'm probably going to want to switch up the location thereof. Right? Like, we probably want to move this guy. Because I haven't really been using this for power anymore. Okay. So what we're going to want to get this going is basically just back here. We could have our Glacial Precipitator and our Igneous Extruder kind of ready to roll. And part of me wants to not have the sink here anymore. Do I need that anymore? I don't think I do. Or the this thing. Right? Especially because I'm also not using the steam dynamo anymore. Right? That all seems reasonable. And I could probably just get rid of these dudes. Because they're disabled at the moment anyway. Technically, this guy is not getting powered, and I should... I should do something about him having power. A lot of tiles to be served. That's better. Cool. So then I can cover up this wall. And that looks a little bit nicer. And I should really move this guy. Do I have some tape? I do. Good job, me. Well done, having tape. So then I can move this guy also into my drawer system, so that the latex is now available over here. Cool. Okay, so that's going to be that. So that's Latex Processing Unit. And I'm basically going to hook them up over there. Cool. All right, so that makes you cool. That makes you guys all good. I technically don't really need this water source down here no more. Because I'm going to make another sink. Like that. We just need a bucket of water. I mean, technically I probably should have left that water source there. Don't I have water down here somewhere, though? Yeah, I do. I can just do that. Nice. Okay, so there's your water source, right? You can kind of chill on the floor here somewhere. Maybe here-ish? That seem fine? Okay. We're going to put away these guys because we don't super need them anymore. But I do want some conduiting, right? Pressurized fluid conduits. Because we're going to want the Igneous Extruder, and I'm probably going to move the Latex Processing Unit over as well. Does that seem smart? I think so. Yeah. Or I could just have these guys sit here. Yeah, I like that idea better. Let's move this guy. I've got this. Okay, so we're going to have the Igneous Extruder. Oops. and the Glacial Precipitator. Okay, and then we're gonna have you on the down will be extract, not insert. So now everybody's getting water again. Cool. And then some power for you guys. And I'd like you to make snowballs for me if you would. Perfect. Yes. Great. Excellent. And then you're gonna make obsidian again. And you're just gonna have a tank, but we want to make sure that you are not on the north connected at all. Cool. And then the other thing I could do is just use the other conduits. Well, no. No, we're going to have to do it this way. Okay. And then south will be insert, and down will be extract always active, and now lava's going in. Oh, you don't have a front face connector? There you go. Cool. That works for me. Good deal? Okay, that'll work. So now we're making obsidian like nobody's business. And then we can run item conduits, which I feel like we're going to need a few more of. Really, buddy? I didn't even teach you how to make pulsators yet. I should get that on the auto crafter, huh? Yeah, it's basically that. Oh, I need another alloy smeltery. Oh, I need another alloy smeltery setup. That's going to actually be a little bit tricky to do. What I could just do is another alloy smeltery, like just like another one. Period. How many channels are in use here? 7. Okay, that's doable, right? What if we made another alloy smeltery? That's reasonably doable. It's 3 of these, right? And a cauldron, and a couple of these, and a couple of these. And alloy smeltery. And almost alloy smeltery. Come on, Chief. Let's go. And then what we'll do is just, you know, kind of like we had. Oh, wrong thing. Like that. We'll get a capacitor. Octadic sounds like a plan to me. Really? We're low on grains of infinity already? That's a thing. We'll just use double layer then. And then you can hook up back here in much the same way. Cool. All right. And then we also want you to extract always active and you to extract always active. Okay, and you're going to be alloy mode, and that should be fine. I don't think I have to program the sides for that, right? So now if I say I want some pulsatings times 2, you'll get to work. Cool. And get me some of that stuff too while you're at it. Okay. Works for me. So now this guy comes back here. We're going to program these 3 to be extract always active on green. And then you're going to insert into these dudes. Boop and boop, right? Insert, insert on green. Cool. So now what you should start doing is extracting the snowballs. I might need to actually program you to do snowballs. We have some, right? And some obsidian. Actually, let's take all our snowballs and all our obsidian out. Yes. So you're going to go there, and you're going to go there. Cool. Did I have obsidian over here somewhere? I don't think I did. Not yet. All right, so now you should be working. All right, your bottom is that. I'm going to make you that. That's better. Cool. Perfect. Okay. I like that. Right? And then the same can be said for the latex processing unit as well, right? So if we got some wood and we popped it in there, boop, you're producing latex. And you're making the latex units. And then this guy should be going up now, 300. Perfect. Cool, right? All right. A little bit of automation, a little bit of making my life easier. I like it. Not too shabby. Oh, I'm hungry. I was like, why am I hungry? I'm probably out of charge here. And hey, look, I think we're in a solar eclipse time. I love those. They're so cool. Solar eclipses are neat. You know what's funny is I think the last time I charged this, there was also a solar eclipse. That's cool. It's been so long since I've even considered food that I would like stopped for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, why am I hungry? I forgot that's a thing. Feeding the dyer. All right. So I'm going to call that a pretty good wrapping up point for the episode. We had a very productive episode today. We automated a bunch of stuff here. And added some more automation lines over here. Now, we are at 8 channels at this point over here, so we have to be careful. We're going to need to split up our channel lines pretty soon, but that's not going to be a big deal. We're just going to want to start working on... No, not you. I said that. We're going to want to start working on... P2P networks. So I should at this point be teaching you how to do P2P stuff, right? Because that's always a good time. And I like P2P. Like, I think it's cool. I know some people don't love it. Like, they find it like weird or confusing, but I think it's awesome. I think it's super cool. So I'm totally all about doing it. And we're going to want a memory card as well while we're here. So we're just going to need a calculation processor. And next episode, we'll probably start playing with P2P a little bit more. And that just, all P2P networks does is cut down on the need to use dense cabling, which, in my opinion, saves you some pretty significant resources. And they're fun to set up. So, for now, though, 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, do further automations. I still want to get these guys going. And how's my power system doing? Great. Thank you very much. Very cool. All right, guys. Take it easy.